Tonight on Beer Geek Nation, Lagunitas Wilco Tango Foxtrot, WTF. Hey guys, welcome to Beer Geek Nation. I'm your host, Chris Steltz, and we're joined once again by Mr. Ben Hoover.
Hey.
Tonight we are looking at one of my personal favorite breweries. Never had a bad beer from them. Lagunitas, it's their Wilco Tango Foxtrot, WTF. It's a limited edition beer. It's only brewed once. This is the first, and as far as I know, the last time they're doing it. It is 7.83%. So it's a pretty big beer. They call it an Imperial Brown Ale, but I guess that's actually not really a style. So it's more of an American Strong Ale, I guess. Technically is what it's kind of lumped into. So I guess, from a brown ale you would expect like malty, kind of caramely characteristics.
Yeah, it's going to be unique. I mean, strong ales can be very smooth, boozy sometimes.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this beer until you said we were going to do it, so I'm really happy.
It just came out. It's out. You can still get it now. It came out maybe a month or two ago, but it is still available. And I'm betting it's going to be a little bit hoppy too. That it is, Lagunitas, and they're kind of a hop-happy West Coast brewery. So let's get into a glass, let you know how it smells, tastes, and give you the verdict. Okay, so once we opened the bottle, Ben took a whiff of it. It's actually a lot hoppier than either of us thought it was going to be. I mean, you smell hops pretty much
first thing.
Yeah, as soon as you pour it, which, we weren't expecting it, but then he pointed out that there's a hop picture on the bottle. So
right there.
Lagunitas, West Coast, it's kind of expected, I guess. But, smelling this thing, it smells like a hop bomb. It smells like citrusy, piney hops. There is a little bit of the malt backbone. Barely. I mean, it's a little bit bready, but you can't really smell it all that much.
I also said at first that the head was pretty good, but now the head has gone down to a really light skim on the top with the ring. So,
and it's like
it does drop off.
It's like an off-white kind of eggshell.
Yeah.
Decent lacing.
Yeah, there is lacing.
Sticks on the glass real well. But yeah, you were also saying they probably dry hopped it.
Yeah, well, when you taste it, it's not hoppy. I mean, there's a bitterness there, but it's not like it smells. So it must be dry hop.
Yeah,
just for the aroma coming off.
You don't get a lot of the piney kind of citrusy notes that you get from the aroma. Basically, meaning they didn't boil with too many hops. There's a little bit of bitterness there, so it is. There are definitely those characteristics. There's a malt backbone. It's not nearly as present as I thought it was going to be based on the bottle description. I was thinking Imperial Brown, that you're just going to be a malt, malt explosion. It's not really all that.
Yeah, it's not creamy.
Yeah.
Smooth.
It's very well balanced. I mean, there is no doubt about it. It's, nothing really stands out.
Yeah, not boozy at all.
No. It reminds me a lot of like a lighter barley wine. Mm-hmm. Almost like if you took Sierra Nevada's Bigfoot and kind of cut it in half. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, the color is actually really a nice, beautiful brown, almost a red when you look through the.
Yeah, it's like a ruby, almost like a dark red, dark brown.
It's got some thickness to it, but it's not mouth coating thick. It's a real delicate body.
It's good beer. I don't know if I've ever had anything quite like it, to tell you the truth.
To be that big and that mild.
Yeah.
Because it's what, 7?
7.8.
7.8?
Yeah.
To be this pleasant, it's very drinkable. I could drink a lot of this.
Yeah, it's actually a really good
summer.
Bad thing.
At 7.8, yeah.
It's a good summer beer, actually. Just sitting, in the heat, it's actually kind of refreshing. For an Imperial Brown or American Strong Ale, you wouldn't think it would be. And I was saying that Bell's Batch 9000 is actually considered an American Strong Ale. Night and day.
Broad definition there.
This isn't even close to a Bell's Batch 9000. So if you've had that, don't think you're getting that here. This is, much lighter, much more hoppy, not nearly as intense as the Batch 9000 is. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this one a 9. I really like it. Actually kind of surprised me a little bit, which is kind of a good thing. Went in expecting one thing, I got another. What do you think?
I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think it's really good. It's mild. I mean, this to me, like I know a lot of breweries, I don't want to get off topic here, but a lot of breweries are starting to get rid of their, not a lot, but you hear it all the time if you're an advocate or read it, where breweries are dropping some of their like brown ales, their oatmeal stout, some of their more mild
Trogs actually
forms.
just dropped their
Brown ale, yeah. And I think that a lot of breweries, if not just Lagunitas, should look into I mean, this style here, as it is, they call it an imperial brown, even though that doesn't really exist.
Right.
You know, people are looking for bigger and bigger beers. This reminds me of a brown ale. This reminds me of a real mild. I would give it an 8.5. I'd actually give it a higher rating if it wasn't a one-off.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can like cheat the ratings like that.
Yeah. No, I think that's obvious. That's fair. I mean, because you're only going to be able to get it, you know, for maybe another month or two.
Like if this was on tap at my local, bar, I would say this would be a 9 or a 10 because this is very drinkable.
Yeah.
I like it.
Frighteningly drinkable, as they say. But yeah, this is Lagunitas. It's their Wilco Tango Foxtrot. You should be able to get it now. They're pretty widely distributed. It is a limited release, so if you haven't got it and you want to try it, you better go start hunting because it ain't gonna be around for long. 7.83%, very drinkable. So until next time, cheers.
Cheers.
Sonic is on my 7-9.